Let's go, baby. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You know how many people we have blessed throughout this world woke up and started their dreams with this live stream, man. Ooh, a little bit of hair out of the way there. How do we... Wait. No, there we go. It's always the opposite way in which you're looking. What's up with this? What's up with this little piece of hair? Is it a... I think it's a shadow, and I couldn't even tell. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's get that music pumping. Donnie. And here we go. We're going to put the lemon into the water. Nice little mini lemons here. I don't trust those giant lemons. Anything too big is always a little too big. It is what it is. It's too big. It's like GMO'd. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water out of the Doing Damage mug. We've been doing damage for years here on this channel. Shout out to everybody on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a big sip of the water and let's go. Okay. Feeling strong. Feeling good. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on into the market, shall we? First thing I got to talk about is HEGIC. Put it out this morning. Giant green candle on the daily, broke above the resistance. That's a breakout. This thing could start to move. It's on the radar. HEGIC starting to get a bit of a move here to the upside. A little beat on the 1 hour time frame. I'd be looking for a flag or a retest, but we already took some gain. Shout out to anyone that jumped into HEGIC for a bit of a move. It looks beautiful. Look at that consolidation. I mean, absolutely lovely. HEGIC to the upside. D-Rays had a bit of a run up. It retested off this line and boom to the upside. I've been talking about D-Ray since it was in this cup and handle back here. Remember I made this Adam and Eve double bottom, suggested this thing could continue. And my oh my, it did. It went all the way up 62%. And from when I first kind of put it out here out of the handle, 172% gains. Multiple coins up 100%, 178%. We talked about Render when it first came out. We gave you the bottom of Render. Unbelievable. Down here when it made this, looped bottom here. We put it out with tight moving averages. It continues to go up. Look at Render just continuing up 284% today and booming as the market begins to move. Demetria. We put this out in this channel. It would bounce and boom to the upside for 125%, even more, about 152. Then would retest and make another gain, probably about 20% gains there. His SAN 33, I thought it would make a bit of a flag, would just continue to the upside. So that thing was just parabolic. The high coins are starting to blow up again. High coins are on the radar. Shout out to Sean. Let's break down what the elite traders are doing inside of the elite. Traders that have been moving with me for a long time and keep pushing. So we got, these are trades that are going on. I'm making them fast. You'd be able to see these in my trading group. But my man Sean just nailing them. 495% on MITX. Nailed it. He walked you through it. He talked about it. He kept pointing it out. First put it out here at the exact bottom area. This thing continued to move to the upside. Unbelievable. He had high ODBS up 110% out the cup and handle to the upside. Nailed it. My man. Then he also had high gazers for 30%. Ripped, holding 50% gains. But when he put out the range, it's 22 to 230% could be coming up for high gazer. He sees a bigger gain coming for high gazer. All right. So my team is just now. And then he had hit SAM 33 for 93%, only 86%, holding 69 since entry. Daily 22-hour 4-hour stocks are overbought. He nailed it. Another boom to the upside. Nailed it. Double bottom there, pointing it out. Entry, stop loss. He even puts a stop loss. I mean, you can't beat this man. He's continuing to bang on him to the upside. Sean, shout out to you. Shout out to DK. And shout out to my elite, baby. Appreciate each and every one of you for holding me down and kicking it in the elite with me. And honestly, that's how I did it. I was an elite trader in another trading group for about 4 years. And, you know, I basically learned everything I could before I went on my own. And even I didn't even plan on going on my own. I just wanted to teach people DeFi. And the trading group I was in would not go over DeFi. They wouldn't talk about MetaMask, you know. I wanted to teach people DeFi. I wanted to teach people MetaMask. I wanted to have fun with all these new technologies. And whenever I kind of did that, I was overstepping my boundaries. And I don't want to do that. So I wanted to be respectful. Anyway, just looking at Hassan33. So, like, even just how this all began for me, I just started going on YouTube and showing people what I love to do, which is the charts. And somehow it all began. Like, I didn't even start a business plan. I had no idea what was going to happen. I literally just showed up every day doing what I love to do. I believe if you follow your passion, eventually you can get a business plan. But when you follow your passion, that is the plan. Like, your plan is following your passion. Your subconscious mind will rise to the desire. You begin to fill in the blanks, and big things will happen that you never thought possible. Like Uppo banging on them to the upside and then making the retest for another move. I could see Uppo continuing once we kind of have a little bit of the 1 hour kind of slowing over here. NAKA, does it continue? What's up with NAKA? Bigger time frames like the 3-day are cooked on a lot of these coins. And we've had massive run-ups. So you would think it would be time to take some profits and let the 3-day kind of begin to cool off. Usually, in these bear markets, we have some runs, and everyone FOMOs in like they're never going to get these prices again. But usually we get a pump, we get some retraces, we get a pump, we get some retraces, and you want to buy the real red days. When the 3-day gets down here, that's your buy. Look at the 3-day was low. It gave you the entry. When the 3-day got high, I told you to want to get out. Beautiful gains all the way from about 5 cents to 30. That's a 6x on the 3-day chart. Taking the RSI from the low point to the high point. All right. It bounced off a point of control with tight moving averages. This is what you want to look for. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. The elephant in the room. Bitty Bitcoin. All right. And let's see what's happening. Show me Bitcoin and show me love. So look, I'm going to take away the moving averages for now just because they clutter a little bit for me personally. I'm also going to shrink this down. It doesn't need to be that big. I also found that I need to be on the line. I noticed that yesterday. There was like a space between me and the line. You don't want that. It was kind of weird visually. Sorry about that. And I'm hovering over the price action. I could fit myself in this little pocket here where I'm a little left of price action so you guys can see that. And as long as I don't move over too much, everything kind of feels okay. I could move a little more, right? There we go. Okay, so Bitcoin. We had you in this flag, remember? We nailed it. We had this flag. We nailed it. You remember this flag? Do you remember? Who here remembers me playing out this flag? That was that 22 hour that said, don't worry. Boom. Then we had this flag, right? We played this one, despite what happened. Now we're in this flag. We continue to flag to the upside, as you can see it. Flag after flag after flag. So here we stand. And here we are. Now, most people would have just shorted on an indicator or longed on it, but we don't do that, right? We watch the price action. We become the indicator. We create ourselves to be indicators by watching the price action so much. So we started this morning with the 1 hour getting into the overbought region and inside of a bear flag. 68% of the time, that's going to break you down. And so we are, it already kind of said that we were likely to get to 22,230, right? But I said maybe that we could get a short squeeze here. I said the bulls have to get above this resistance, and I drew this yellow line. And you can see it's a point of control, right? It's a point of control. And you can see how we've dabbled with it. We've bounced. We've gotten rejected. We've bounced. We've gotten rejected there. We've bounced. So we fell through. We got to it again. Resistance. That would be the level you have to break back above. 22,923K. We did that. A bit of a short squeeze came in on BOOKMAP. Let's run the BOOKMAP cam. And again, I'm going to nail this from now on. No more BOOKMAP on screen. I got this. I'm a G at this now. I'm more used to it now, so I won't forget. But 23,200, right? And you can see there still is more liquidity up here than down there. And the book is thicker here than it is down here. Suggest that we do go to 23,003 possibly. Just kind of get moved up again. We already got that happening earlier. And these are some short squeezes that occurred and liquidations that happened on the back end there. We got a long liquidation quickly, but so far we've just been kind of going sideways. And to me, it's all about 23,000, And some would say, are we bearishly retesting? There's kind of an in-the-middle decision here. Were these fallouts? And was this the channel? Are we attempting to get back in? Are we back in the channel? kind of a, you know, some say, oh, no, we're in the rising wedge here. You see? We've been in the rising wedge and we broke to the downside with a bearish retest right there. That would make a lot of sense because you can see the feeling there. Bounce, 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 bearish retest to the downside, right? I'm open-minded to believe that we're still inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside this bigger pattern. That was a bear trap, right? They made us think we were going to get all the way down to the VRVP, got a lot of people to short the market. Now, when you think about it realistically, there should be a bunch of shorts up in here, all right? So we're going to show you this indicator that's going to show us where the, you know, where the liquidations are. All right. All right. So look at this. Show us where the liquidations are, baby. Show me the liquidations. Give it about a minute or two. I want to put it where I like to see it, like right around here, yeah. 15-minute works the best. They're coming. Boom. All right. So it's going to show us where the 100X are, where the 50X are. I mean, where the 25X, the 50X, and the 100X. They're the yellow, and it's the same way down, right? And you just want to see how thick the order book is for how many people have stop losses, how many people are trying to get taken out of the market or want to get taken out of the market. So you can see we have this thick zone here. So we might kind of want to just come in here and get as many as we can. There's kind of more, it's thicker concentrated right here, but there's more people up here in general, right? You can see there's more, right? It's longer. It goes longer. It can feed longer. It's a longer feed. This is tight consolidation, right? So they could only get us to 21,900 really. Here they could pull us all the way to 24,800. So you got a bigger zone. You have, you know, more spread out, more consolidation down here. So what does that suggest? I mean, suggest we could go down lower and scoop into this area, you know, shred as much as we can. Price action sitting right here on this gray line, just so you can get an idea, right? Feel like we kind of went down. We should have shredded these. I don't know why we didn't, right? Came back up. Interesting. But that's just showing us where the liquidations are on the order book, which is pretty nice. All right, which is pretty nice. All right. I don't want N liquidations. I want Vision Mode 1 SP. Vision Mode SP. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. VRVP. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. You know, Bitcoin back in the zone. 15-minute is overbought, and we're at a resistance point. So, but we got back inside the pattern. You know, I'm going to take away this flag. It didn't occur. We got back inside the pattern. We got the squeeze. And I said, hey, the only way this isn't going to break down is if we get some type of short squeeze to the upside here. And we did. However, Bitcoin still got rejected by the point of control. So it could even Bart Simpson and dump. We don't want to break this trend line. And we don't want to break 23K. Like 23K is going to be a big deal. Like we lose 23K, we're back in this. We can end up all the way back down to VRVP area. End up way lower on this 1 hour time frame. Right here. That's the zone, 20,009, 21K. That's kind of your zone you're looking for. All right. I can't believe how fast we got away from the teens. Unbelievable. Only Bitcoin does stuff like this. So the 1 hour is overbought. Looking like we will roll over to the downside. All right. Just by probability. It doesn't happen every time, but it's the probability. The 4 hour is oversold, wanting to bounce to the upside. Can it press? I've seen it do it. Yesterday it pressed down. What does a press mean? It means that the 4 hour will continue to push up and the 1 hour will stay up here and just kind of top out. It won't reset, right? How do we know if that's going to happen? By watching Bookmap, by watching short squeezes, and by checking out smaller time frame flags. If these flags stay out and go sideways, it's more likely the 1 hour gets pinned and the 4 hour does push us to the upside. If we get more continuation patterns on the smaller time frames, I did it again. Damn it! If we get more continuation patterns on the smaller time frames, I'm just going to bring it into the window from now on. I'm never doing it again. Never again. So let me break down what I'm doing again. So look, Bitcoin broke back in here, right? We just got to stay inside this pattern, all right? What I showed you before was the 1 hour is overbought, the 4 hours oversold. You got a conniption. You know, you got this indecision moment. I've played it out many, many times, so I get less confused. I know exactly what to do. I'm just going to play the local support of resistance. You need the 4-hour candle to break above 23,300 to remain bullish. It's that simple. You can't get above it. You're likely getting some type of rejection, and you can make a move to the downside. So we're back inside the pattern on the 1 hour. We want the 15-minute and the 1 hour to reset, back down to oversold regions if possible, or stay pinned, and the 4 hour to take over to the upside, right? We do see a heavy resistance like we're talking about here on the 15-minute. All right. It's right here. It's 23,350. Just an area we've been unable to get above. Resistance, fell through, came back, resistance, came back, fell through, resistance. This can be our next big boy area to get it back above is 23,256, really, 23,250. If we can't get above 23,250, expect more downside. Write that down. If you can't get above 23,250, expect more downside. So we want to see the 50-minute go sideways and make a break to the upside out of this flag. That's our continuation pattern to the upside. We get above this high at 23,300. I mean, that'll be great. Absolutely lovely, you know. So remember, we have a Fed meeting tomorrow where they're going to come out with 0.25 or 0.5 basis points. They claim that they aren't going to raise for 2023. I told you that they've changed the way they're computing CPI data, which is going to show that the CPI data is going down. Watch me on this idea. This is like a macro idea that I'm actually basing, some speculative moves on. So, yeah, I look at macro ideas and make speculative moves based on that idea. Basically, I'm speculating alts on the idea that the CPI data will miscorrect and misinform the lack of spending the consumers are doing. So it's going to look like we're not consuming, but we are. We're spending more money every day. Inflation is just continuing to go up. I mean, that's a fact. But they are going to find ways to hide the data so they can do what they want. All right. And it's not, you can even say it is facetious, but at the same time, they believe they're doing the right thing. It's the system is so messed up that you have to work inside of a dirty system now. It is what it is. So that's the issue. You know what I mean? That's what we're seeing. That's the problem. It's kind of what's going on. Let me jump into the chat. I did not get to bump out the chat yet. That's why I didn't see anything going on. Shout out to everybody here on the chat. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So BOOKMAP's going to be running a little flat. You see, just running flat. You know, everyone's going to wait for this Fed meeting. A little bit of volatility today. I even felt like the Bears could have got more of a bump down, but they did not, right? So we will see. We will see. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. 548 beautiful souls. $32 in chat revenue. You people are unbelievable. Wow, look at the chats coming in. Bullish, Roger, Dodger, my man. Check that dog coin if you can. Doge, we will. Leaving BOOKMAP out after you said never again. Hilarious. Laugh at life. Nulls, ETH, when you have a chance. Thank you, Crypto Rambler. Type Crow, 5 beans. So I didn't answer you, man. Sometimes I can't answer everything. I'm running around a lot. I saw your message. I didn't get a chance to answer it. My morning's just too busy. 200 likes next minute. Another gift. Smash that like button, everybody in the live. Man, you people are amazing. I didn't have the chat out. And honestly, I tried reading the chat a long time ago. I jump in and jump out, you know. B-Rise just rose, bumper. Yeah, we nailed that. We nailed that. I put out B-Rise at a cup and handle. And, you know, it's Bitcoin. It's a token for an exchange. So I put out B-Rise in this cup and handle. I seen it. I said possible SR flip right there. It would dip a little lower, right? But not low enough for me to get stopped out personally. You know, I stops always at the next local support zone. So if I mention a support, then we get another one, which is really right here. And then you get a kind of another one right there. You have a point of control, good place to keep the stop loss below the point of control. Bam. Possible SR flip, but still the flag did end up, you know, if you extend that, and this thing would boom. Hit the target and more for 36%. B-Rise. Banging on them to the upside. Shout out to anyone that jumped into B-Rise and used their technical analysis to make a non-emotional decision based on the trade, right? So I see Bitcoin going sideways in that flag of the 15-minute. Really, that's what I see for the next 2-3 hours. That could help some coins play out. The high coins are flying. They kind of had a really big move last night. We want to look for flags. Possible scalps of the 7-minute could be attempted. So like this thing is hot right now. The 1 hour is low. So you can be like, okay, So it popped, right? So then you go to like the smaller time frame and you start looking at consolidation. And you can kind of see this flag here. Probably needs to come back down first. I don't like chasing when something's a little ripped like this, but I do look for scalps. I do look for scalps. Money infinite, you know, it's consolidating here on the 15. I just start looking, you know, I'm throwing that up quickly. Like, I'm not being precise with it, but I just see the consolidation above this point of control. See? It's a good sign. And then you can see, well, you have some major bumps there. Again, this thing is double topping and had a huge run up. I'm not, you know, came back down to the 618 and bounced though. If you pull the fib on it, boom. You know, I had it here. It dipped a little bit and then ripped, you know. I don't know what he was saying, and I couldn't figure it out. It was kind of freaking me out. I was like, what is that? Like, D-Race, it's weird. D-Race has this huge wick, and then it's consolidating. I get off the small time frames, though. D-Race was huge. Look at this. Adam and Eve double bottom to the upside, and that thing just kept moving. Insane. Almost need the whole screen for that. Look at that. I kept saying, man, I like the horsey coin. I went over it a bunch of times. Mask, we talked about last night if you're in the trading group. I just saw, you know, I'm always looking like a hungry dog, looking for the gain. So let me show you what I saw last night. Wow, it actually moved up a little more. 42% gains for Mask. Shout out to the team, man. So honestly, between me and the elite in the last 4 or 5 days, it's been absurd. It's been insane how many gains have come on in. Pretty crazy. I love Anakin. I love trading Anakin. And I waited 2 months, really, since the last pump, or a month and a half. 60% gains on Anakin from the bottom there to the upside, right? DMTR went up even more. Mask, there was our trade last night, 5:56 p.m. It was actually last night, I think it was up, but by this morning, up 36.94% gains on Mask. And who could have thought Render just continuing to tear it? High MAYC, which would rip, come back down, rip again. Really, it was 2 trades in a row. HAKA called that retest perfectly for 46% gains off the retest. And there's your BRISE for 36, actually up a little more now. And Jens, look, cup and handle, cup and handle, cup and handle, right? You can just see how I trade the cup and handle over and over again. Cup and handle there, right? And ZXNO from my man Sean, banging on him for 56% out of the falling wedge to the upside. Nailed it. Shano. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So Mask, I just want to show you how I found the trade last night. I love doing this. I never see people do this on lives, you know. They show you the gains, but like, show me what you saw last night. How did you find the gain? Even all my mentors, anyone I was ever with, like, show me the actual trade from front to beginning. Like, show me, teach me the way. So I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame last night, and it was oversold when I first looked at it down there. All right, you got tight moving averages, and you were getting tighter in the zone. I hadn't seen the tweet from Elon or any of the news about Mask and Doge yet. I was just looking for whatever looked kind of tight, and this was tight. All right, then you took the length of the base of the triangle, say, okay, we could go even further here. And so this is what looked good to me. You know, I went to the 22. 22 was looping down too. Right? Bigger time frames. Daily was indecision in the middle. 6 hour was good. The 4 hour was pushing up. So I liked Mask last night, and it was above a point of control too. That's another reason why it had me going. And boom, Mask would blast to the upside for a nice move. I mean, look at the exact post. You can see the exact post. You can see what was happening in my mind. I could die tomorrow. Today could be the last day of my life, everybody. You know what I mean? Nobody here knows that we're going to be here tomorrow. Today could be the last day of everybody's life in here. I'm sorry, I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm just saying. Today could be the last day of all of our lives. You know what I mean? We had Doge 2 before the pump. So here I put out Mask yesterday at 557, getting tight. If price can get above the POC, it could begin to move. The moving averages are tight. 22 hour is oversold. See how I was pointing to the upside? Point of control. 77% gains. Is that a coincidence? You never know. But so that's how I was able to figure out how to make 36% gains last night. You see? I can teach you this. I can help you. All right? If you keep getting short, if you keep getting stopped out, if you're in the wrong coins, if you hold a coin for 2 months straight, you don't know what you're doing. If you're having issues with trading, I can help you. Jump on into the live stream every day. If you can't make to the live stream, jump on into my Discord for $2.70 a day, $2.70 for 3 months. For $3.30, jump into class. I teach class every single Tuesday, right? Look at BOOKMAP. They're getting liquidated again. The shorts just don't learn. Looks like we're going to 23,300 on a lazy day, waiting for the volume to pile in. So BOOKMAP also suggesting 23,300. Looks like the shorts are going to squeeze us more and more and more. All right. We have today only. Tomorrow is not promised. Live life to the max. Shout out to Liberty in Trust. Exactly. I'm still in my Aptos trade. I have never gotten out of it. I sold half in my position, and I'm waiting for the other half to fill. Super Chats, Library just won a case. I thought they didn't win a case. They lost the case. Interesting. We'll get into that. Thank you, team. Sean, if you're listening, Sean, I'm not sure if you are, but if you are, if you could hit up Jamie and just ask Jamie what that news is all about, right? I'm going to see if we have anything. So Japan, we'll get some news coming in. Interesting. We got something coming on now. All right, we got good news. We got really good news for the space. I can't wait to let it out in the news segment. We're at 11:15. We're going to do the news every single day and hit you up with the news, baby, with the news. All right. Thank you. And I'm going to attempt to look at, but someone said that Library won a case with the SEC. I'm very interested in that. I thought they lost their case and it was over, as far as I'm concerned. I can't find anything about it. June 11th. I can't find any new news on that. If anyone wants to do a deep dive for me so I can keep it moving. But yeah, let's take a look at the total market cap and all of cryptocurrency. The total market cap. So important that we go over the total every day, at least about every day, right? So remember, my circled X box that we could not get back below, which gave us the confidence to long the market. I don't know. I had a lot of confidence here. I said, as long as we stay in this flag, we're good to go. We did stay in the flag and we were good to go, weren't we? As long as we stay above the 200 SMA, we're good to go. Especially on the 4-hour and the daily. Those are the two time frames I want to stay above this yellow line. We don't want to break back inside the yellow line. So look, I made a bit of a, we didn't know when we pumped up, we didn't know which way price was really going to go yet. All right. We got to get back. We want to get into this green box. Very important. We get above. We want to get a candle to close on the daily above this green box. The 4-hour right now says it's going to move and it's making a higher low while the stochastics reset. See, this is important. Let me show you how I use stochastics indicators. Stochastics teach me about momentum, but very similar to trend analysis. So look, you have a low, you come up, and what you want to do is you want to mark your lows on the stochastic. So we'll put blue lines, low on the stochastic, low on the stochastic, low on the stochastic. And what I teach you stuff is stuff that just, it's more like mental math that you can play with indicators to give, so you can become the indicator. I want to teach you to become an indicator. That's like my real goal and plan. So you don't ever need anything but yourself to trade. I mean, yes, I have indicators on screen, and honestly, I think indicators are fun. Sitting with people, building indicators, so much fun. You know what I mean? I had a blast when I was doing that with the person I was doing. It was lovely. What a good relationship. But so look, I mean, oversold, right? So what you want to understand is this is doing this. It's oscillating up and down. All right? And so is price. Price is oscillating up and down. But every time it oscillates lower on this indicator, it's a higher low. That is bullishness, right? And you can almost see this. Well, look, I made that. That's a symmetrical that could break on out. So the key is I use my oscillator. So look, I've done this a few times on the stream, but so here's your indicator, right? The beauty of the indicator is it has a constant. We know that it always goes up and down. Here's price action. So price will pump, make a high, right? Then it will start. See, my whole system is flagging out right here when the Stokes reset. If price action goes sideways when the Stokes reset, I know I have a likelihood of a trade going out. See, like, so this is my, you know what I mean? So what will happen is this will reset, price will reset usually, all right? But if it resets higher than this high, that's a good sign that I could maybe make a long, okay? And look at every time, and that's indications that something is brewing because you keep resetting. On a regular thing, you go up, you go down. You go up, you go down. Price matches it. But then that's in consolidation too. So I'm teaching you how I use the stochastics RSI, and the more I use them, the better I get at them, the more I understand, and the more I know than the masses. Like, I know way more about it than the masses. So they can't see what I see. They're using all these other indicators. I don't even need to use them. I see exactly what I need to see based on years of doing this. All right. So I just gave you, and honestly, most people would have kept that to themselves, what I just showed you, because people could use that against me and try to use it to, you know what I mean? But I just give away exactly what I have for free because I could die tomorrow. There's no guarantees I will be here tomorrow. I live and die by that statement. Today could be the last day of my life. I repeat that every day. And I got to make today the best day possible, right? Be the best dad I can be for my kids. Be the best husband I can for my wife. Be the best mentor and teacher and tutor for the people in my trading group, right? Go over the coins the best I can. Find as many setups as possible. Give you as much insight I can about Bitcoin. No analyst is going to be right every single time. I could never be 100%. I would love to be. I can't. It's impossible for me as a human to do that. However, what I can do is give you every single thing that I have every single day, and there's nothing else I can do. That is what I'm in control of. So look, this is an ascending triangle, sideways. I like where the 4 hour is. I like this consolidation. I like that we broke above my green zone. I like we're staying inside and above this point of control. This is special to me. We're sitting at $1 trillion, everybody. We're still in $1 trillion market cap. Shout out to the super chats. I saw them. We're going to get to them. We're still sitting at a beautiful $1 trillion market cap. This is amazing. I'm excited. You should be excited. This consolidation is bullish so far. What is bearish? Well, resistance, the green zone. We get above the green zone, we go to 1.13. We get above that, I mean, we start sailing out of this falling wedge to the upside, to the measured move here at about $1.27 trillion. Bitcoin gets to 30K. We start blasted through. Another thing, we're above the point of control here. You know what happens, everybody, when you're above the point of control? You end up at the bottom of the value area high. It's very likely we end up at $1.2 trillion based on how I use the VRVP and how I show it. Even if you've only been in my live stream for a couple months, you can kind of see how the VRVP works. Once you get above a point of control, you're likely to roll to this area. It's just like a ball on a hill, how I was taught. When the ball falls this way, it starts to bounce down the hill. So if you turn your head like this and you look at it, you can see that the ball is now on the other side of the hill right here, and we're likely to keep bouncing down the hill to the other side. That's how I was able to teach myself how to use it, and that way was really, really helpful for me to understand. I like to speak in metaphors. You know, I wrote poetry and rap for a long time, so I always speak in metaphors, just kind of how I am. So I want to see a daily candle close above this area, right? The 22 hours oversold, the daily's oversold, the 4 hours oversold, and you're consolidating. In my life, that's usually pretty bullish. What's the bearish scenario? I mean, you got the swing up. This was bearish divergence. However, like, it kind of like got negated because like it went down, but we hit. See, divergence gives you enough until you hit a resistance or a support line. Let's go back to the drawing board again. Back to the drawing board. Let's make some support and resistance lines. Ooh. Let's make some support and resistance lines. That was my Bitcoin address. No, I'm just... Let's make some support and resistance lines. Again, Sammy, let's do it. So here's your support and resistance lines. All right, bear with me. I'm about to show you something amazing. Wait, I was like, what was I about to... I had an epiphany in my head, and I want to make sure I know what I'm doing now. So support and resistance lines. Yeah, VRVP. Oh, yeah. So you got your support and resistance lines. Again, you have your stochastics RSI. All right. So price pumps up above this. Boom. Comes down. Oh, actually, wait. You have the RSI. Sorry. Hold up. This is amazing what I'm about to do. This is awesome. I love these epiphany moments where I get to teach. Because it's more than just the charts. And we're going to go over the altcoins and we're going to go over Bitcoin. Don't worry. You're going to get everything you need. But this is stuff you need too. Think about it. if you signed up for, say you wanted to be a good sword, back it was the 1300s and medieval times, and you weren't good with the sword. So you signed up to hang out with the swordsman. And you've been watching Swords Guy, and you told him, I want to learn this, and I want to learn that. And he'd tell you, I know what you need to learn first. Like, you don't tell the swordsman what you need to learn. He tells you. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to show you things that you're going to want to know. Even if today, at the moment right now, you're like, I want to get to this. He's not showing me my coin. Trust me. Let a mentor take you to the next level. Look at Mask at $4. We nailed it. Shout out to anyone that got into Mask at $3.36 last night. Sorry, I just like winning trades. Anyway, so let's look at the RSI. And I want to show you something about price action. So we'll do a bearish divergence. So price goes up, makes another high, hangs out right here, right? Let's say at the resistance point. And RSI does this, similar thing, comes up, but it makes the high, it makes the low here. So price has the uptrend, RSI, and you're like bearish divergence, right? Okay. But look, you hit this once, you hit this once, you hit this once, you came up it, you retested it, you came up. The divergence will play out up until you hit a strong resistance. So people will say, the divergence didn't play out. It did. It just didn't play out. It couldn't get past the resistance. Support and resistance will trump any divergence. That's what I found, So a lot of times we were coming down in this Bitcoin bear market, right? And I would see this. And I'd see the RSI making a high while price action was making a low. But we would just get to right here, like this resistance point, and get rejected. And everyone would say, the divergence didn't play out. And it did. It just couldn't get above the previous hardcore resistance that we had. So you got to know your divergences, but you got to know your support or resistance. And if you don't understand where significant support or resistance is, then you'll claim that the divergence didn't play out. But it did. It just wasn't able to get above the resistance. We should clip that out, everybody, if we can. Sean, I'll give you an intro and an outro right now if you want. All right? And you can use the intro and the outro for the shoot, right? The music's a little annoying, but... Hi, my name is Sam Price, crypto lifer. I've been trading for 15 years, and I love using support or resistance and the stochastics RSI as well as the RSI. Today, I just want to show you kind of a drawing example. Today, I want to show you a drawing example of how I use the RSI to find divergences, but how some, about 60, 70% of the time, depending on the movement, we have to be careful because the divergence will play out, but it will only play out up until a strong support or a strong resistance area. Once you understand how important support and resistance are, you can start allocating kind of what indicator has more power over the other. For instance, when I use the MACD and the stochastics RSI, and the MACD says we may make a turn down, but the stochastic says up, I choose the stochastics RSI every single time. That took me years of making the wrong decision until I saw the probability, and now I know what to do. So after years of fooling around, you're able to pinpoint more accurate ways to trade, right? So I just wanted to I want you to understand this example that I'm about to teach you and check it out. So that's it, everybody. That's how I use the RSI to find divergence, but how you always have to make sure that you're watching where significant support and resistance are. If you like this teaching and the stuff that I do, know that I go live every single Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I am Sam Price, the crypto lifer, and I trade basically every single day of my life for the last, 10 or 15 years. I love trading. I'm super passionate about it. I like finding innovative projects before anybody else. I like deep diving high-end tech. I like getting into DeFi, low-cap gems, and more. I speculate. I swing trade. I long-term hold. And I have stacks of Bitcoin, baby. I will teach you everything I know about cryptocurrency. I've been doing it since 2016. Jump into my channel today. I can't wait to see you there. All right, great, man. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate that. You're the best, brother. May God bless you and yours, man. All right. So total market cap looking bullish to me on the 4-hour time frame. Yes, we have to get through the minutia of the 1 hour. I'm not happy about it, right? It's overbought. We're at a resistance. And yes, we could break from this and the whole story will change. We could dump here, start dumping, and this is the Bart Simpson. We could make a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And I'm open-minded at all times. We're getting resistance by a point of control that we need to break back above. We could easily go through this gap back down to this area. So I'm weary of all the bearishness that could come our way, but I'm also weary of the bullishness that is in front of us. I like the tight moving averages too as well on the 4-hour time frame and the 1 hour. That's given me a nice sign. See how they're getting tight here? And the 200 could slowly begin to creep back up into the price action. It says we may go sideways for the next 2 days, depending. All right? May go sideways for the next 2 days, depending. We want a daily candle closing in my green box, please, in the next 2 days to remain bullish. If we do not get that, either we're going sideways again or we're going to see some more downside. So that's the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. All right. Then you also want to be looking at total 3. Total 3 is the total market cap of all of the cryptos, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum. Who here says Ethereum? I've never said that. But look, we got total 3 in a rising wedge. Bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom that we showed you too. All right. See that? Interesting. And it broke this trend line. Total 3 looks interesting to me. It gets above this point of control. Let's zoom out. It gets above this point of control that's about to show up right there. You see that? Which is 369. We're at 364. We get above that, we fly all the way to the high volume area at 466. So I'm telling you, you get 2 or 3 daily candles closing in the zone, anywhere between 371 and 402. I mean, it's very likely we head up to 460. All right. So just heed this idea, pay attention. And now we get rejected from here. So we're kind of in the same boat. Remember, total was in. We just don't want to end up back in this green box. We end up back in this green box. It means we broke back into this channel. And it means we could end up down here at the bottom of the channel. Back to $275 billion. And we would lose a chunk of change. And we've been down there. So super crucial. We stay above the zone. We do have this cool support zone here. Bounce. Fell through, but bounced. Almost bounced. Kind of bounced, fell through. Went up. Got above. So that's significant. $356 billion. So we want to hold 356 where we're at. Right? But the 1 hour wants to dump on us. This is the issue here. 1 hour is not looking too amazing. So, and we're almost bearishly retesting. See this? It's kind of a bearish retest, I have to say, as much as I don't want to say it is. I mean, you do have this shoulder, this head and this right shoulder. See the inverted head and shoulder there? Interesting enough. So amazing how TA is always like trying to teach you. And it attempted to break out, but it hit a resistance. Can we continue back inside? It felt like Bitcoin broke back in. So the level that I really want to maintain back above is 364. You see that? Why is that? Because when I make my line, you can see resistance right there. 2 times, major local resistance. We tried to get back above it, but couldn't. So the level I'm looking at is $364 billion. That's just kind of our local level. All right. Kind of an ascending triangle that came back down like a lot of the altcoins, but the altcoins did a retrace to the top line. Not such a thorough pushback down. It's interesting. The total market cap on all of the altcoins, all right, struggling a little bit here. Now, some could open this up and say, no, we hit the bottom of the pattern. I'm open-minded. And then someone say, well, what's right and what's wrong? And honestly, you got to trust your trading instinct at one point. You do have trader instinct. I'm not saying it's not feeling, it's not I think, I feel, or I believe, but it's trader instinct. And everybody has a bit of trader instinct over time. You keep trading, you're going to, get a trader instinct. $83 in chat revenue. Chat revenue is so funny. Yesterday, $25 or something. Some days I have more people on the stream. You people are just so nice. Like, I just think it's amazing. I just think it's amazing that you all give so much. Like, God bless you all. Like, who am I to get so blessed by each and every one of you, man? What a blessing in my life. Really connecting with God lately. Whenever I go through trials and tribulations, whenever someone backstabs me or someone lies to me or makes me feel like they don't care about the relationship with me, that's what other people don't realize. It's never really about money. It's just about the idea that you give your love to someone and they don't give the love back. Like, that's hurtful to me. I'm a bit of an emo. It's all about the love to me. The love is the most important thing. I always tell everybody that. It's all about the love, right? The more I use love, the better off my life is. So when I give someone a lot of love and they don't give it back or we have a falling out, it just hurts. And I usually reach out to God, and I ask God, I said, God, like, was I wrong? Is there anything I could have done? And I assess the situation and I try to find out what I can learn from it. You know what I mean? Because there's always a learning experience in every situation, no matter how you look at it. And if you're positive, you can find something positive to take from it. So I don't like that we're overbought on the 1 hour time frame. I don't like that we're possibly bearishly retesting this trend line. These aren't good signs for the total 3 for the altcoins, all right? And if you want to add insult to injury, kind of in a bit of a uptrending rising wedge, right? We really want to get back above 365 for me to feel nice and whole inside, right? One thing that's could be interesting is we could be consolidating this way, and that would be great. And then we could just get rid of this pattern altogether and start a new symmetrical triangle. We're above the point of control, which is a really good sign. And I'll take that as my positive. So what do I see happening for the altcoins? Honestly, it's really crucial we get back in this zone. It's really crucial the daily candle closes up above 365. And it's super important we don't go back below this trend line at 345 and end up in my green box, all right? We stay up in here, it's going to give us the indication of long alts. And we're going to make boatloads of money. Who wants to make boatloads of money in the next couple of weeks? I do. This is how we're going to do it. By working hard. By paying attention. By doing the due diligence. By not taking days off. By pushing forward every single day. All right? Because you bless us, so we have zero problem paying it forward. United States, man. I love you, brother. Thank you. Cointelegraph header. SEC settles on security claim in library case. Thank you. And I didn't even check my team. My team's so on point. Like, I have the greatest team. I guarantee there's an article there talking about it right now without me even thinking about it. That's how good my team is. Watch. I didn't even check yet. They had me at hello. SEC settles on security claim in library case. Community calls it a big win for crypto. The SEC was hoping to seek affirmation. We could make this a short, everybody, too. This would be kind of a big short. The big short. Funny. SEC settles on security. I can't wait till they start putting my videos on Cointelegraph. SEC settles on security claim in library case. Community calls it a big win for crypto. The SEC was hoping to seek affirmation on an ambiguous injunction after scoring a victory during a hearing in November. But judges made it clear that the judgment was only for the direct sale. Ooh, so we thought that they lost. Always do your due diligence. John Deaton. This dude is the man, dude. Without him fighting for us every single day, where would we be? Shout out to John, man. I want to get this guy on my show. I would love to get this guy on my show. Shout out to John Deaton. The United States Security and Exchange Commission admitted on record that the sale of library credits tokens in the secondary market doesn't constitute a security. The settlement came during an appeal hearing in library. Dude, that's so awesome. Dude. And what many called a victory for the entire crypto industry against the SEC's overreach regulation, Attorney John Deaton settled a major debate during the appeal hearing. The SEC was awarded summary judgment in its favor during November 7th hearing. The judgment categorized each sale of LBC token during a 6-year period as an investment contract without going into detail about the transaction specifics. The SEC hoped it would advance its efforts to gain legitimacy in the secondary market and bring it under its purview as well. The SEC has asked the New Hampshire District Court to affirm the wide ambiguous injunction prohibiting its sale. Deaton, who represented the tech journalist Naomi Brockwell as an amicus curiae, sought clarity for LBC's secondary market transactions because he found the injunction ambiguous and broad. An amicus curiae and an individual or organization that is not party to a legal case but is permitted to assist a court by offering information, expertise, or insight. I mean, so awesome that he did that on his own accord, right? The SEC admitted on record that the token itself is not a security. Good job, Mr. Deaton. Just finished speaking on record with the judge in court. Court is not over. Check in at 6 p.m. The judge and I talked about Lichen's article, and he forced the SEC to commit on the record. See you at 6. The SEC admitted library isn't a security. Then they know for sure that XRP is definitely not a security. See, the issue is they're trying to use the Howey test to see. And honestly, they haven't done their due diligence. You have to sit in a room and do mental math of chess, and you have to be like, okay, they don't want to do that. Like, they don't want you. If I was going to be the head of the SEC, I would sit and I would go through 100 different coins. I would actually have to play with DeFi. I would have to know what DeFi is. I would have to talk to other DeFi guys. I would have to get into the dev space. I would have to immerse myself in all the mathematical movement of how they're backing a coin, what's happening, and then I would have to assess how a security works, and I would have to sit there for a few months and really, really do my due diligence. I don't think that's being done. I just don't. I don't see it, because if it was being done, I don't think these cases would drag on so long. You know what I mean? In my mind, what they're doing is they're trying to keep their laws stagnant and keep throwing them at us and hoping that we fall into one of their bins. But that's laziness. And that's not how you win a court case. You know what I mean? The court cases are won by the lawyer that does the most mental chess. The lawyer that does the more chess than the other lawyer wins. He thinks, oh, counter argument. What argument can he have? Well, he could have this, this, and that. I could have 3 arguments for that. I'm going to have 2 backups for this. You want a lawyer that stays up late at night for your case. You want a lawyer that just doesn't stop. You want a lawyer that just continues to plow through every single time. And it looks like John Deaton is that man. He really looks at all the ins and outs, and nobody else does. And that's why I believe LBRY is starting to win this case. This is a big deal. This could pump crypto for the overall, this could pump XRP. Let's go take a look at XRP and see how money moves through the grapevine. Because now everyone's going to start thinking that XRP isn't a security. And even if it's speculation today alone, even if it's simply speculation, XRP could get some movement out of this idea, right? So this is how I connect the dots a lot. People would ask me about XRP earlier in the week, and I just was, I did a lazy TA, but I just drew this line and said, hey, you got a major resistance bar. The second you get above this, everything's going to change. Your 3-day chart is very overbought, and I keep discussing how the 3-day charts are a little beat up. However, let's look at the anomalies. Here's where the 3-day chart was beat to the ground, and we had a massive move to the upside. Let's take a look at it. You only get them when you come out of a bear run. Like here, look, the 3-day chart was very high. I teach this idea, and if you go back, it was right here, and then we would still plow to the upside, even though we were high. And this would go from 28 to 71. I mean, that's a substantial move, okay? 3-day here was high, and we did retrace. 3-day here was high, we did retrace. The probability is you're going to retrace. The anomalies are what we're looking for. Could we have a 3-day anomaly? Based on where the RSI is, there's a chance, okay? And if we can hold above the point of control, we're in some good shape for XRP. For to me, it's all about getting above this trend line. You can see how we're just not trying to make it happen yet. Bit of a cup and handle too. Let's take a look. Right? Bit of a cup and handle. You got this trend forming, which is interesting. You don't break that trend line. It's kind of like the S&P. This is kind of a falling wedge too that broke out. So here's your cup. Here's your handle. And we played XRP 3L in a cup and handle just like a week and a half ago. Nailed it. This says, so I'm looking for XRP to get above the zone. I don't even care if it gets, I don't care how it gets up. Even if it goes down outside of it. Outside of it. Sideways. Just get outside of this, and man, we can get a move for XRP. All right. Let me jump into the super chats. Let me make sure I'm catering to my lovely people here. It was just the one you reminded him of, stating that the SEC lost against LBRY. It's okay, he got the message anyway. We wicked to that dollar, Sammy. We wicked that to the dollar, Sammy. You, Sam, you help us grow daily. We love you. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. I love you, man. God helps me grow, so I help you grow. My whole day consists of being with my family, being in the charts. I don't spend a lot of time with random people in the bar. I don't. I'm either with my wife, with my kids, or with one of you guys, or I'm tutoring, or I'm teaching, or I'm in the charts. Like, some would say your life is a little boring. And you could say that, because I kind of know where I'm going to be for the next however long, Every once in a while, I do something different, Like I got to go to the Celtics game the other day. But you know what I did is I don't live a regular life anymore. I've committed myself to a goal. And once you commit to a goal, you don't get to do all the regular things anymore that you used to get to do. But you know what? It's so rewarding. Like when Justin Cashmore says, and I read Justin's, and I know Justin, I met him in Florida, and I keep meeting so many of you in my live stream and different, in real life too. But where is it here? I just want to read that comment from Justin. Shout out to Guns and Loaded in the house. You're funny. I'm with random people all the time. Never know my wife's moods. Hey, my wife. Me and my wife. I love doing the Rodney Dangerfield, right? Hey, I can't get no respect over here. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Huh? My wife, she said, how come you never take me any place I've never been before? Huh? So I brought her to the kitchen. I don't like to talk about the expensive places I've been. But last night, I went to the supermarket. Inflation's a beast. Anyway, let's take a look at Doge, Nulls, and ETH. Wow, I have $80 in chat revenue, $93, only a couple super chats? Do we miss some of them? Shout out to Love Learning, CNC Ireland, everybody here in my blue crew. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on into the live. Lakochi Coker, my man, and everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you. Leaving Bookmap on after you say never again. Yeah, thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. Check Dogecoin. We'll get to Doge. I've gone over it multiple times in my trading group. So it's kind of like, you know. We have today only. Tomorrow is not promised. It's not. Smash and like equals support. Type crypto equals the $2. You're the man, dude. It's out there now. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. They tried so hard to hold that down, and they got eaten alive. Good morning. Thank you for the one-on-one counseling session yesterday. You walked the walk, and I saw the realness of you yesterday. We will leave an inheritance to our children's children. Blessing to you and your family. Shout out to OMAC, man. Honestly, man, I don't know who was tutoring who yesterday, bro, because you mentored me in so many spiritual essence. Like, I sign up, the guy signs up for a one-on-one tutoring, right? He sits with me yesterday. We go over the charts for about 40 minutes. We talk about different things, and we got into a spiritual conversation, man, and he really, like, man, thank you. I really appreciate what you did for me yesterday, man. God bless you, brother. I learn from the people that I tutor every single day. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to share time with beautiful people. 300 likes. Can we get the 336, baby? We did it. You're the man, dude. Type Crow just keeps sending in the super chats, man. God bless you, brother. God bless you. You didn't have to do that. Very nice of you. I'll never mention the fact that you didn't eat that waffle. I love that I have a real world story to bring up on the live stream. Buy Metis now, best chart. Interesting. We're over 50% ratio. Likes to the watchers. 4 hours about to blast for everything. I do like the 4 hour in a lot, but the 1 hour, we just got to make sure the 1 hour kind of plays with us. Super chats, Doge and Nulls for ETH. Nulls ETH. Used to play Nulls ETH every once in a while. It's funny you said that, Coin. What makes you say Nulls ETH? Let's take a look at Nulls ETH here. So Nulls ETH is at the bottom of its barrel. It's been beat to the ground. You're thinking this may be time to make some Ethereum on the nulls. Hey, you never know. Who loves nulls? You know, George. I always think of George. You know, George, Crypto RS. I don't know why. I think he's always like, nulls. Love nulls. I haven't watched George in months. I used to watch 1 or 2 streams, but I like making money, man. I want to... So, I mean, this is making a bowl. You'd have to believe in this. I mean, you have to say yeah, right? Because it's just not my style. Like, I don't like to go for the bottom barrel. You know, for me, if you love this coin, if you've been trading this pair on and off and you believe in it, but for me, I got to get back above here. Maybe make a cup, then we'll make the handle, and I'll get in on this handle right here. And that would probably be the bet, and boom, the cup and handle will explode the fastest and the quickest. So that's what I'd look at for nulls. Can you get back above the 3,500 GWE, 3,500 GWE, which is a double up and some. It's actually, you know, 130%. I mean, pretty cool. Shout out to the 646 people on the live, 340 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would be so blessed to have that. Good karma and good energy. Heinzen, dude, high ENS. See, it's Ethereum name service just blowing up. Who here has an Ethereum name service? I got one. I got 2. I bought them like 2 years ago and forgot about them. I don't even know how to get back to them or what I did. I don't even know my password. I don't know anything at all. It's crazy. HAKA doing damage. You know, the thing about HAKA right now is it's forming a flag at resistance. I mean, at support, right? Previous support becomes new resistance. I hit the last retest for HAKA. Does it retest again here? Off. I believe there's a point of control. Let me remove the yellow. Yeah, dude, that's a point of control. Wow. Hey, I like to be more risky at points of control than anywhere else because highly likely a lot of other people are trying to jump into the trade too. So I wouldn't be surprised if HAKA makes another move here. Let's take a look at our 1 hour. Yeah, HAKA's getting low on the 1 hour and resetting. That's a retest of the point of control. All right. So not all. Sometimes I do the 9-point checklist and I show you every little thing and I'm like, look at the Stokes, look at this. Other times I don't have the time, but that's a retest of the POC. Understand what a POC retest is. take advantage of it. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't trade that way. So take advantage of my evolution in trading. Just take advantage of it, baby. I like what I'm seeing here. I'll get rid of this. That's your measured move of the bigger channel. Possible retest of the point of control for 36% gains. HAKA. I own HAKA long term. I just want to let it be known. All right. I'm holding it for long term. All right. I'm building a bag. Presto, man. It's been a while. Okay. SEC settles on library case. Thank you, man. You're the man, dude. Shout out to CNC Ireland. Always holding me down. Like, you're like, some people support me. You know, one guy, he wrote a testimonial and he wrote, I don't even pay for I'm not in the group. I pay because he said, that's right. I pay because I support the man. Like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like right here. I mean, I can make this. Look at this. I have not been active in the group for about a year. I wasn't trading. I told you then that I wouldn't be active, but I'm never leaving because I'm supporting you. For others not in the group, that means I was paying for something I was not using because I believe in Sam. I'm still watching the streams, but not every day. I've been back in the Discord for a week. I still don't talk a lot on there, but the family vibes are the same. What made me write this is your Bitcoin update tonight. I think it was 10:30. I could hear on your voice you were exhausted. Some people in the group may, but most outside do not realize how hard you work for us. It would be impossible for any other person in the space to work harder than you do at this thing that's not a job. Even though you have grown exponentially during that time, you're still working just as hard for all of us, more than it seems possible. Maybe you are a bot. Our group has some amazing people in it. I mean, it's just unreal. And at the end, I'm going to read this new testimonial that just came in yesterday at 9 in the morning. This thing blew my mind. And so I can't wait. I'm going to read that testimony at the end, though. So if you want to kick it with me towards the end, we'll be reading that. HAKA starting to move already. Look at that. Retesting on the point of control. HAKA. HAKA, HAKA, HAKA. Right? Falling in love with the drum. I love this track. Let's take a look at the DXY. We already went over this morning in the trading group. We broke down the fact that it was likely to dump. We got it. We said the 1 hour had hit resistance, and we wanted to see it folly. And so far, it's really good because we could almost say it was there, but it's back inside the pattern. We didn't want to break this green zone that I had, right? Resistance, 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 popped out, resistance. And I had you at hello. The 1 hour still has momentum to the downside right now. Oh, did it already come down that fast? Dang. 1 hour dumped pretty fast to the downside. 4 hour, just getting started for a dump. I love it. I love it. Probably will pin that 1 hour even more. Bearish engulfing candle on the dollar index. You see how you can put this candle inside? That's a bearish engulfer. All right. Remember, my bigger channel that I have here planned is this falling wedge here for the dollar index. Just continue to lose big levels. Once we lose this level, we will drop all the way to 96. That's going to be substantial. All right. I called the top of the dollar if you watch my channel, and I bought a whole Bitcoin at 19,200 the day the dollar topped. I figured it was the best move. Then we both dumped together, which was strange in the Black Swan SPF event. If we didn't get the Black Swan SPF event, would we have dumped with the dollar? I do not know. Right. But it gave me a time to accumulate more Bitcoin between 15,000 and 17,000. If you were watching my channel, I said when I buy this Bitcoin at 19K, I still have levels at, I had buys at 7,500, 10,000. I've taken them off since then. But during that whole time, during the whole bear market, once we got down to like the 19s, I started opening up orders 7,500, 11,000, 10,000, 12,005, 13,5, 14,5, basically on the fives, all the way from 17 to 7,500. And I got so many of my orders filled between 15.8 and 17.5. Yeah, and then when Bitcoin went back up to 24,000, like it did, I did make a substantial amount of money, I'll be honest. And all I had to do was allocate into BTC during the bearish market. Made almost 30% of my portfolio from doing that. I mean, that's a huge move. If you had $1 million and you made 300 grand in the last 6 months, just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. Again, I'm a simple guy. I like to make money the most simplest way possible. I don't like to extend myself into complexities if I don't have to, right? So, okay. I just can't believe we're at $103 in chat revenue. Hey, Sam, could you take a look at Primal? Thanks. Yeah, I looked at Primal earlier this morning, and it was holding pretty nice. It's also on BitGet, just so you know. I didn't know that. I have it here on KuCoin only. Funny, they have it for USDC too as well. I didn't look at that. Looks pretty nice on USDC. Look at that. I mean, that's a cup and handle, right? How did I even find this coin? Don't ask, don't tell. Shh, you know. Now it's losing support, but you know, you could actually bring this down, this green box down, because the candle really closed right there. So it's kind of in the support zone. I know I got to, you know, but you got falling volume with falling price. You have hidden bullish divergence. I mean, this thing says it's going to blast 119%, holding the support zone. I like what I'm seeing for Primal, and I really haven't changed my tune for Primal. Everything kind of still sitting there, falling volume with falling price. Like, it's got the bells and whistles. Moving averages are tight. They could be tighter, but they're tight enough. You don't even get to 200 in there yet. The 4 hours ready to blast. I mean, do you have a bullish divergence in the 1? You kind of do. Look at this. That swung down. Well, that swung up right there. Let me show you. Hard for you to see. Swing up there on the RSI. Swing down there. That is a divergence. You lost the point of control right there. You got to get back above it, but you came to a volume node. Can you drop all the way to here? You could. Very easily. This could dump to the downside in a second. There's no guarantees in any trade it's going to play out. Always have a stop loss. You know, the second I started using stop losses, I started making so much more money because I started keeping my losses. Like, the loss would just go down and I have more money instead of just, oh, I got to hold that. What people do is they get into a coin. Another thing, let me teach you about the stop loss mentality. Stop loss mentality is desire. Whenever you do something, you're putting out a desire, all right? So if you put a stop loss, you're telling the universe that you don't know where price is going, but you're willing to take a shot. And if you don't know, then it could go up or down, right? Now, if you don't put a stop loss, you're saying you know for a fact it's going up. You don't know that. And then when it doesn't go up, you get hurt. You get emotionally defied. You're like, dude, but it was supposed to go. The market's always right. And then you start cursing the market out. The market knows where I am every time. They stop me out exactly where I am. They knew where I was. You know? And you start this kind of illogical nonsense. And it's detrimental to your trading. So stop losses are basically saying, it's basically like drawing my flag. You're saying you don't know where price action is going to go. And not knowing where price action is going to go will change your whole life forever. Because it'll make you so open-minded that you'll be able to see things you honestly didn't see before. Hydra blasting for 54% gains. From Sean again, man. He's in the charts like me. Edgeware would continue to go up 144% since he had it in. Look, he calls out the bullish divergence at the bottom. This man calls bottoms. He's the bottom man. Like, I'm not as good at calling the bottom because I like to wait for my next resistance. I'm being honest. He is the bottom guy. Like, everyone has a different skill when trading. No one has the exact same skill. My man. And that's why I have elite traders in my trading group for all the different skills that people have. All right? All the different skills that people have. Nobody's the exact same trader. It just doesn't happen. So, interesting enough. So there's Primal for you, my man. We did Nulls, ETH, and there's another super chat sitting out here. I just can't believe we have $103 in chat revenue and not as many super chats. It's just so, you people are just so nice, man. Makes me want to show up every single day and come to work. I like being on top, baby. Sean, the bottom man. Damn, that's weird. He loves bottoms. Mask banging on him now. Great. Let's take a look at our baby Mask. Just doing them. Woo! And there's the news. We had it. How do we know that Mask was going to do it? We did it. I just stay on my due diligence. And that's why I tell everybody, look, Golden Cross just approaching on the 22. I love trading Golden Crosses when you're about to play with a POC. And look at Mask for the win, baby. Mask for the win. How do we do it? And look, it's right at the next resistance. Perfect place. So if you want a FOMO for this, you go to a small time frame. 1 minute, 5 minute, right? 1 minute stretches out this little flag here. You know, and these could be entries possibly, but I don't chase. I mean, the trade was the entry last night. See, everyone's like, I wait for volume, wait for all this. No. I see my parameters and I jump on in. I had you all last night at this perfect trade, man. Shout out to anyone that may or may not get into this. But take that away for now. Could it continue? It very well may. 7 minute may have you. 15 minute. I mean, you're overbought on everything. You got a bearish divvy on the 15. It's a nice bearish divergence. Maybe you start to make this pattern now and you consolidate. As you consolidate, the next move could be coming. It's all about understanding the next move. See, I first started trading. All I could do was learn the technicals. Then I learned the technicals and I understood where we could go. Then I saw so many things play out over and over and over again that my brain was good at projecting. And then I began to project. But it took like 6 years to project and project properly, right? In the way in which I want it to happen. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Mask, baby. Booming on them. The waffle looked delicious. I was struggling not to eat it. Yeah, I love you, brother. Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. You're playing the Seinfeld thing. I like it. Yeah, just keep adding to the story. And we talked about Mask at 336, even 3. What did I put it out last night? Let's see the price. I believe it was 336, but I think it was cheaper than that. 36% gains. Mask and Doge, we had them both before the pop. Unbelievable. And I was up at, I worked so hard. My wife's like, you're in the charts again. I'm like, yeah, baby. 326, we had you. So you make a bean on that. I mean, $1 overnight. It's up $1 on 326, 30% gains for Mask. You can't beat it, baby. You can't beat it. That candle looks so nice. Oh, my TA is insane, right? But just remember what I say and use it. You know, my brain's hyperactive and it can speed through things really quick. So right now you're using my hyperactive brain on this channel. I'm using it too. We're all using it. I'm lucky I have it. It's a gift. Let's all use it to our advantage. You know, one day it may burn out. Who knows? I don't know. But it's been working pretty good for now, right? I took my crazy brain and I sicked it on technical analysis, and it began to chew through all the details. And I figured, and then I started, you know, making good money for myself. Then I formed a free group. Everyone was making good money. Then I saw a kid who was just putting out like a chart a day, and he was making $1,800. And I was like, man, I said I could monetize this. Like this is valuable to the market, you know. And I listened to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn said, "You'll pay whatever you bring to the market. You're worth, right? So whatever you bring to the market, you're worth." All right. I like Gala. I plan to play some of their games. I'm a gamer. Yeah. Jim said, Fed after the meeting, bull for crypto, bearish. I don't know what they're saying. Who is Jim? Jim Cramer? Don't bring up Jim Cramer here. The worst indicator in the world. Let's take a look at Dogecoin, which moves with Mask now. You know, Doge and Mask are both going to become the payment network for Twitter. Mask is going to be the payment network for Twitter somehow, some way. All right? Just remember these things. Okay? I bought Mask years ago and just held it. Like, had no idea. I just thought it would be cool, you know. So I saw Doge in this cup and handle. 4-hour boomed out, and we got some gains out of it last night, right? From the bottom to the top, I think about 20%. 12%, so all right. But we're above a point of control now. See this? We're above a point of control, and our next big gap zone is right there at 12 cents. That's like our, and do we have another big stop? Really? I mean, really up here at 15 cents. Says Doge could definitely get up to those places. All right. I have the bigger channel this is the white line is the giant channel. Just so if you're confused, like it's this bigger falling wedge that we're looking at. I can remove it for now. It's kind of in the way when I zoom in. Personally. Slight cup with a handle. It's got cup and handle vibes. This falling wedge could break to the upside. Measured move would take you to about 17.5. So Doge is bullish. 22 hours got indecision. It can move. You know, you're in a flag on the stochastics. You technically had some bearish divvy, but it's starting to kind of flatten out, in my humble opinion. And you're staying above the high volume node, the point of control at 866. So Doge, baby. And your measured move here is just to about 11.7, you know, the smaller scalp, or to this next resistance zone at 10.69. Do we do it? Can we do it? Let's look at our 6 hours. 6 hours pointing to the upside with loveliness. 4 hours a little spent. Like it's saying, hey, it can either continue up or it's going to flag on out, right? 1 hour's in a good spot. Bouncing. 15 minutes interesting too. So look, the 15 minutes in a bit of a flag. So this would be the beginning trade to kind of get us up to the next move. All right. for Doge. And look, that's a bit of a cup with a handle too. See, cup and a little handle in there. Just a mini little handle. Shout out to the 11% possible for Doge. So that's how I look at Doge. That's how I'd break down the Dogeness. Jim Cramer is the number one indicator. Listening to him call Bitcoin is like watching the Dixie do the opposite. When I win my first 10x, I'm taking everyone out for waffles. Phantom pumping. Let's take a look at our baby Phantom. And I talked about Phantom going to 71 cents, did I not? I showed you the Adam and Eve double bottom. I had this in a chart. Look at this on the 15-minute. Look at me. Point of control broke up. Phantom, 10% gains. You're like, how does this guy have a chart for every single coin that we talk about? Because he's out of his mind. Because you've never seen obsessive nature, compulsive, because it's insanity. Look, Adam and Eve double bottom. Pull back to support would have been nice. I don't think we got it. We consolidated here. And this could get us to 71 cents. It's only a matter of time. I mean, this thing was just 17 cents. It's 50 cents now. And news came out yesterday, right? How they're going to do the FUSD token and kind of revive the whole ecosystem. So Andre Conje seems to be back. So that news is pulsating. The 4-hour wants to push to the upside. You'd be looking for flags on this 5-minute to try to catch that 4-hour pump. That's how I would try to get in on this. A flag after breakout is a very bullish sign. Phantom to the upside. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Phantom. And I got this just weird feeling for Phantom, but you can see I keep going over Phantom every other day, and I posted this to the trading group and I talked about it. I will not be surprised if we hit 71 cents in the next month. I will not be surprised. Latin America expansion for Crow and BNB. What about Venue 3S? I'm going to leverage ETF on MEX Global, and I think it could be a huge opportunity. What do you think? Volt Inu has a 3L now? That's pretty cool. Volt Inu Perp. Wow, that's interesting. Oh, they got the 3X long right there in MEX Global. So this is Volt Inu, and you think if Volt Inu spikes, I mean, something I might put $100 in and never think about it again. You're technically in a bear flag that could break to the downside, and you're overbought on the 1-hour time frame. I guess, I don't know. This is high risk. I never played a brand new ETF before on a coin that I see your reasoning though. Like, tiny little coin, play the ETF. It's beat to the ground. If this thing rips back up, things could change, right? So, all right. And with that being said, let's jump on into the news. Thank you for reminding me of the news. God bless you all. I'll be right back with the news, baby. I'll be right back with the news. I got to turn that loop off. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on in. The Daily Hodl. Layer 1 blockchain explodes 150% as Chinese social media giants integrate crypto platform. A Layer 1 blockchain project exploded last week on the heels of a new integration with a Chinese social media giant. Multi-chain ecosystem Conflux, CFX, is trading at 0.055 at the time of writing this, up over 150% from its 2023 open of 2.5 cents, or 2.2 of a cent. CFX eye-opening gains this month happened amid the project's announcement that it had been integrated into Zhao Shongshu Little Red Book, a Chinese social media. They all give each other a little red book at the new year. A Chinese with money in it, a Chinese social media and e-commerce platform that reportedly has more than 200 million monthly active users. Zhao Shongshu's users can now display Conflux minted non-fungible tokens on their profile page. Ming Wu, the chief technical officer at Conflux. Large internet industry players in China have initiated efforts embracing the Web3 transition. Conflux is becoming the major bridge connecting the two worlds and taking a leadership role. CFX, interesting, a way to play on China's large population and pretty fast retail growth there for that coin. Elon Musk eyes Twitter payments, fiat first, crypto later. Twitter's director of product management is reportedly designing the software needed to implement Musk payments vision with a small team. Billionaire Elon Musk is set to execute his payments-related vision for Twitter as he works on revamping the company's revenue streams. This is why Mask started to pump, because there's talks that Mask is going to be one of the payment networks. Remember Mask, BNB, and Doge all getting put inside of an ETF? The Financial Times reported Monday that the microblogging site has begun applying for the required regulatory license in the U.S. and is shaping the software needed to implement the payments plan. Musk reportedly wants the system to be fiat first and foremost so that crypto payments can be added at a later point. He intends to create an everything app, one that is expected to be similar to the Chinese WeChat, for a suite of services like peer-to-peer payments, social networking, and e-commerce shopping. This wouldn't be the first time Musk would be working on payments-related tech. He's hailed as the pioneer of digital payments for starting services company X.com in 1999, which later became PayPal. When your team is pushing around the clock to make deadlines, sometimes you sleep where you work, right? Hey, I've slept on the job many times or just decided. They sent me to hotel rooms once. I've worked so hard and I couldn't go home. So I know how it is. Ted Danson. I know Ted Danson pretty well. His stepdaughter was one of my first kind of girlfriends growing up. Interesting. Why is he trending? Interesting. Oh, no, not it. Oh, no. Okay. I'm not going to go there. Okay. Anyway, moving forward. Now, I personally met Ted Danson a few times in my life. I dated his stepdaughter when I was a kid. So just a piece of information about my life. I also dated, you know who I dated? What is one of my kind of like, I don't know if we dated, but she was like a summer. I respect. She was this, she was one of the first girls I kind of like fell in love with. Alexi Ash, who is, she's Zach Meyer's wife. She was one of my first girlfriends. Alexi, if you're out there, hope Zach's treating you good. Funny. I know Bitcoin's 38K in Nigeria. I know. We're talking about that too. We were even trying to find ways to sell Bitcoin there, but it got real hard. Like, I'm sure we could figure it out if we really wanted to, but it's not easy, right? This is trending too. Just be careful. Take care of yourself. All right. You failed. I know you tried, bro. You tried though. You tried. So the total market cap, we got a pretty good idea of what's happening there. The dollar index, we have a good idea of what's happening there. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. We haven't taken a look at Bitcoin dominance in a while. All right. So when Bitcoin dominance settles off, it's good for the altcoins. They get a little bit of a pump, even if it just goes sideways a little bit. So Bitcoin had a nice rally up. All right. And now Bitcoin's sideways. So let's get rid of this flag here. It's kind of over. Let's get rid of that flag that played out but came back down again. And this was like a measured move or something. So look, I mean, that's a bull flag for Bitcoin dominance. And, the local measured move is here. And that takes you right to the next resistance at 45. I mean, could Bitcoin dominance get back to 50? You have to remember, people FOMO for Bitcoin, man, and they love it. 1 hour says that it needs to calm down. The 4 hour wants to push. So everyone's waiting on like tonight. We need the next 6 to 8 hours to play out. Kind of a shoulder head and a shoulder there. So we might have some fun today. So like if Bitcoin dominance kind of falls off a little bit or goes sideways today, look where the 15-minute is. Honestly, looks like the 15-minute and the 4 hour are going to pin. Bitcoin dominance even showing, watch your altcoins, showing signs of a pretty big move here. So your BTC pairs, whenever I see Bitcoin dominance about to pump on the 4 hour time frame, usually means you're going to get a pretty big move. All right. And what you can do is, I love this, is I do my juxtaposition by switching into 2, and I look at US Tether dominance. It's a really good way to look at the market and juxtapose the two markets, right? You look at this in the 4 hour, and if you're going to dump on the 4 hour at resistance in a bear flag, it's pretty good. And so look, you're in a bear flag that broke back in at resistance. Looks a lot like the dollar index, and that looks to dump. So if the US Tether is going to dump, all right, and Bitcoin dominance wants to pump, what do you think is going to happen to the market? Well, people are going to allocate funds into Bitcoin, right? And they're going to take funds out of the US Tether and put them into Bitcoin. So as Tether drops, Bitcoin will go up. So, I mean, we got to wait for the 1 hour. Looks like we're going to pump a little bit first before the dump, make an M. You could even dump a little bit, stay here, or leave the pattern, come back in. I don't know exactly how they're going to play it. But right now, I like what I'm seeing here on the 4 hour Bitcoin dominance and the 4 hour Tether dominance. We've done this many times to predict where Bitcoin's going to go. And we've been pretty accurate with it in the past. So look at Bitcoin dominance here coming up. And as we suggested, it would come and kiss the 23,300 area. We're at 23,180. You can see the shorts got liquidated in the last last hour here. 27,000, 97,000, 2,000, 3,000, 70K. And now we're getting a nice short squeeze right now as we speak yet again. They're starting to pump us back to the upside here. They want 23,300 for whatever reason. Seems to be the move. Curious to see if we can get a pre-Fed meeting pump again. Yeah, NariX. We had a guy in my group who said he is from Nigeria and he could help us, but I was like, you know how that rabbit hole could go. So I was just, I was like, I don't know, man, if I want to do that, you know. Inverted head and shoulder here for OP did not play out. It was perfect. Kind of held the zone though, so let's see. Didn't get stopped out. My stop loss is always beneath the head, right? Just relaxing music in the background. I mean, OP is looking like a tasty little snack. Even just a pattern trade right there wouldn't be too bad. But I like what I'm seeing here for OP on the 4-hour time frame. Optimism, baby. $2.24. And yeah, I would raise that to the next resistance area. Like I got there. 44% gains coming. Tight moving average. You're getting far apart on these. So you're telling you might get one more pump. And then you're going to have to, you need some sideways consolidation. Right? 22 looks good, though, with some hidden bullish. You are getting far apart on the moving averages. That's the one thing that's got me a little, like, you're really far apart on the moving averages. You know what, though? That happens when things get pretty parabolic. You're kind of above this resistance, too. Look at this. I mean, you're above a major daily resistance. It's kind of a cup and handle. And you're about to be in price discovery. I mean, you are in price discovery. Like, this thing's about to go to price discovery. Yikes. I mean, that's crazy. So, I like this coin. I believe it's highly likely there's a 40 to 100% gain coming in the next month. You do whatever makes you happy, right? I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Wow, that short squeeze was crazy. That short squeeze was crazy. Look at it to the upside. Look at that short squeeze. Blast it up, right? So I just wanted you to see that short squeeze. Trust me. I didn't want you to see OP yet. I was getting it ready. Tight moving averages here above the point of control. I like what I'm seeing for OP. Optimism. So optimism on the radar for my guys, right? Optimism on the radar. OP, USDT. Shout out to the gains on gains. Keep hitting them. Man. Okay. CWAR, one of my favorite coins back in the day. Love this coin. And almost every coin's doing the same thing. It's breaking out and then retesting these top trends. The 4 hours tend to be oversold, but the 1 hour isn't. So we're waiting to see how these retests play out. It's kind of interesting. That's likely to retest for a move to the upside. I think there's better out there, but that's likely. I like that move there. Balancer fell out of the inverted head and shoulder. Everything was in that same pattern. That was weird. We all had there was 100 inverted head and shoulders all over the market. They all dumped on us. Pretty weird. XYO, the most boring trade in the world. Why do I pick the most boring trades? I picked this trade. It is just paint dry, baby. But I said if it takes a month to make 100%, then that's 3% a day. So I'm going to give it its month. I'm going to keep my stop loss. I'm going to keep my profit, and I'm going to give it its month. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So patience pays, baby. Patience pays. Funny, he taught me how to net from the shore, baby. Doge moving already. Man, we're going to have to take that bookmap button away from the lifer. I know, right? He taught me how to fish bay. He taught me how to net from the shore. With regulation have an effect on crypto. The regulation was, whatever we just had recently was good. The first time I ate for 2x, it has to be the most boring trade. I never thought about that way. 100% in 30 days is 3% a day. I guess you're right. Now I'm okay with longer trades playing out. You got to. Waves is about to explode. Matic getting a push. I like waves. Can you check MEPADW? I guess so. I remember when that coin came out, man. It's on Gate.io. Pancake swap. Do you want the pancake swap? What do you want it on? Gate.io usually has kind of whack liquidity. I really don't like it there. I'd like to look at for wrapped BNB on PancakeSwap. Probably like the best place. Just wanted to say I appreciate all that you do for us, Lifer, and keep doing what you do, bro. Shout out to James. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I bet some people just kind of like, I don't know, circumvent my good kindness, use it for a weakness. So I appreciate that, man. Anytime someone supports me, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Wow, so MEPADW went on a tear. Look at that thing. Unbelievable. Hey, these DGen coins are back in action. 400% gains again. I mean, oh, wow, it's meme season, huh? This thing looks like it could continue. I personally am not trading this. It's high risk, stay away. But I'm just giving you the TA. The 4-hour here is in a flag, consolidating. It's a lot of hype right now, and this thing could just continue up 55% gains. Super chats, Quant and MEPADW. Thank you for putting out Quant. Appreciate that. So I had Quant in this flag. It broke out. But then it got to the top of my channel that I had drawn, and it couldn't break it. Couldn't break the top of the channel. However, it's doing pretty good. Seems to be flagging out. See that? I get rid of the moving average for a second. I delete everything. I just want to look at it fresh. It's been a while. You have a major support line for Quant at 91. Doesn't seem to want to break that. Whoever bought into that zone likes that zone, right? And you have a resistance zone where you're at right here at like 156. We got into Quant at 87, so we're still holding dang near a double up. It did go all the way to 226 from that run up. Remember, this was the shoulder, the head and the shoulder. Easy play. I put this out when I was traveling in Las Vegas. I can remember putting out this head and shoulder. I remember us hitting XRP and Quant that week. Well, you know, when I hit traveling gains, it's always amazing because I'm like, I always think I may get distracted, but I seem to always find the gain, you know. Like last night in Mask. I didn't know I was going to hit Mask last night. I was sitting there like, damn, can I find a gain? What's going on? And like, I was like, oh, that looks pretty nice. And then boom. So again, the ascending triangle that broke out, broke back in, the shoulder, head, and shoulder that was negated, the pump to the upside, 3-day chart pretty spent, daily chart saying, hey, we're at a resistance point. You have this here now. So you want to see if Quant can flag out in this little zone. And if it can, it's likely to break to the upside, right? So, and to me, this whole area is accumulation zone for Quant before I move back up to probably 300, right? 304. That's what I see happening for Quant. It can move. It dug itself out pretty fast. It's not that far away from the all-time high, technically, in the way you look at it. You know, only a one up. A lot of coins are like 100 X's or 10 X's or 20 X's away. You know what I mean? And remember, tonight is the monthly candle close. Tonight, we have another live stream for the monthly candle close, where you go over the monthly every single month. I do a monthly candle close, the extra stream, just to prove how dedicated I am to crypto. All right? So tonight, you get an extra stream with the Lifer, 8 p.m. tonight for the monthly candle close. So, all right. I got removed from the group for some reason. Monthly payment went through fine. Haven't heard anything back. Did you email cryptolifers@gmail? Immediately. Email cryptolifers@gmail immediately. My wife is upstairs waiting for your email. Right, babe? Yep. This guy said he got removed from the group, but the monthly payment went through fine. I told him to email cryptolifers@gmail immediately. Immediately.
Were you talking to me?
Yes, he said I got removed from the group. Monthly payment went through fine. I told him to email cryptolifers@gmail immediately. His name is B. Tyler, but I don't know what his...
I emailed him back.
She said she emailed you back. You did, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
You're pretty sure? You have to know whether you...
I'll go check.
When you tell someone you say something, you have to know that you did it.
What's his Discord name?
We're not going to get into that now.
I was so told
Yeah. If you email, my wife is on point. Yeah, we're not going to let you hang, man. I emailed him too. He isn't checking his email. See, my team is all over you, bro. And you're not all over you. My customer service is so customer serviced. They're like, dude, we can't help you if you don't answer your emails. He sent a super chat saying that no one got back to him. And my team says, We both got back to him. He's not getting back to us. Man, I love my team. You can't do anything alone. You need a team. And now look at the short liquidations back the other way now. Like, this is just nuts. It's volatile because of that Fed meeting. It's putting people on edge. It's got the market a little funky. You know? I'm just going to keep trading all coins while Bitcoin does, sideways behavior. Wow, the high coin's back in action. And I'll give you all the high coins if you want. Fun way to do it. Might as well do this today here. So look, you have all the altcoins. So you're going to be like, okay. You click here. And you're going to go create a new list, right? And you can type in high coins. I suggest you do this because they've been hot. All right. Once you have high coins here, you go back to your old list. USDT. I got so many lists. It's insane. Put it by alphabetical order. All right. For some reason, it throws the unlisted ones or whatever, right? Go all the way to the H. Right? And there might be a fast import way, but... And here you could just... HAI token. Funny, hacking token. That might be fun. And once you get to the HIs, right here, you have high BAYC. Just right click and add to watch list and then add it to the high watch list. You get it? High coins like that. All right. And then just keep going down the line. High doodles, right click, add it to the high coins. High penguins, right click, add it to the high coins. Anyone wants to team viewer my computer and do this for me? No, and the next thing you know, you'll have all the high coins in one place. So you just be able to go right to your high coin list and nail it, right? TradingView is so in depth. Pretty crazy. You can highlight them all at once, Really. Thank you. See? Add all selected to high coins. Look at that. Thank you. See? There's always a better way. And look, now I got all my high coins ready to go. If there's a few more, I'll add them. High penguins, I don't see in there. Oh, there it is, yeah. HIPUNKS, so this is how it works. HIMEEBITS. I don't see HIMEEBITS in there. So, oh, there it is, yeah. Anyway, HIPUNKS looks to be double bottoming if you look at the bigger picture. Really high on that daily, so you'd look for like, a flag, some type of, put an alert down here. All right. I want to read a testimonial that really got to me. I really appreciated it. So I want to read it out loud to everybody here. In case you're on the fence, you want to join the group, you're not sure what's going on, you've joined other groups before, you didn't have the best experience. Good morning, everyone. This is my first testimonial. I've been in crypto since November 2021 and in this group since the summer of 2022 and been learning TA since then. Ever since I saw what crypto was, I had this epiphany that if I commit myself to this, I could achieve life-changing wealth, not only for myself, but for my family. I started watching a ton of crypto YouTube and started to listen to self-improvement audiobooks because I wanted to become that person that's deserving of the wealth. For the past 6 months since joining this group, I've learned a lot, and there's no day that I don't say or feel like I'm in the right place. But I know I could be better, but it's very difficult for me because of the problems at work with my manager have been increasing. I've been harassed, ridiculed, and suspended. In December, I had enough and filed an EEO complaint against my manager after the things cooled down a little bit until the past Thursday, 26/23, when I was given a proposal for my removal by my manager. That morning when I got to the office. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to be reinstated or how long it's going to take. I'm worried about my finances, how I'm going to pay the bills, and how long this process will be. But I see things different now. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not scared because I'll be lying. But that's part of me that believes this is part of the process of becoming that person that I'm going to be. And all of this will make me stronger. It's that change in mindset perspective that keeps me going and not crumbling. I wanted to say thank you, everyone, especially Sam, the crypto lifer. You're doing something amazing, brother. You don't have a clue what your dedication and discipline has done for some of us. Thank you, sir. Hey, man. And honestly, the second we live in fear, we take away from the energy that could help us move. I look at everything very similar. Anytime I get like I get into fear or worry or something like that, I ask myself, you know, I go back to this idea. I go to this example. I have a bit of land, let's just say, and I wanted to build a house out of bricks on the land. Not a big house, maybe a one-room house. Maybe you have a house, and this could be back in the day, or this could be now. Maybe you have a nice house already, but you just want to have a project outside, and you want to build a little man cave house to hang out in. Just one door, one window, nothing crazy, right? Now, like me, I built a walkway recently. I never did stone masonry work. I never worked with stones. I didn't know how it was going to be. So there was a little fear there because I didn't know. Now, every time I spend on fear is a day I don't put a brick next to another one, right? So the energy we spend on fear and worry, we could just be spent on productivity. So fear and worry have no place. And I'm not putting him down. I'm saying, because I know how he feels. I used to go through that. But we push through and we realize that, and eventually we become people that do not live in fear anymore. Like, that's an old part of who we used to be. And we build homes. And then we look out our window and we can see the house that we built. And then the next time we have any type of fear, we say, but fear didn't help me get that house built, did it? So I can't use that. So anytime we have fear, you have to ask yourself, did that help me get anywhere? No, never did. You know, fear may get you to run away from danger at the last minute. I guess that's like its one motivational stance. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, it's fake emotions acting real. We don't want to live in fake emotions acting real because they're not real. It's exactly what we're saying. They're just not real. Okay? They're not real. Shout out to the mask winners today. Shout out to the heavy gainers. Did BNB also get a bit of a pump? You think it would have with all this awesomeness. I have it looking like it wants 300 though. I mean 400. It's in a rising wedge above a point of control. Nicely placed. Didn't lose its pattern. 30% gains. I got into BNB when it was $1. 300x from when I first got in. BNB, baby. Unbelievable. It helps TA make sense. Yeah. Thanks for all your love and support. Very much appreciated. Super chat's clear anytime. I think Crow is using the official government exchange rate, not the black market rate in his calculations. How is Waves now? HIMEEBITS in another cup and handle. We're like somewhere up in there? Or this cup and handle, I guess. I see what you're saying. It's kind of a cup, an elongated cup, and what we call it an ascending cup because the cup is moving up. Previous resistance right there. You're bouncing on it. I mean, this thing could go for more. It actually kind of already broke out there. You see that? I don't like to trade breakouts, but it's already out of the pocket. You could say in the 7 minute, you could say it's still in the zone. Look at that. Smaller time frame gives a little more detail to the chart. That's what you'll find over time. Like the charts will change daily, 7 minute, all these different time frames. You want to get the angle correct. When the angle's not right, it doesn't feel right for me. It's like, it's weird. And it's funny too. Everyone's like, is it this? Is it that? No, it's like about here. It's funny how the angle catches. Like it's a certain place where you catch the angle, right? Boom, boom, boom. So look at that. I mean, 19% gains possibly coming. Could it come back down first? Possible. I like the 7 and the 1 are showing signs above the 0.511 area. So it's like right at that zone. It could continue. I see what you're seeing. God bless you for that. And remember, I'm not going to overpost until the Fed meeting. I will not overpost until after the Fed meeting. If I see good things, I'm going to post. But tonight and tomorrow, no, I'm not going to just send thousands of charts for the Fed meeting to rip us up. So, and no matter what happens, we'll play it, you know. But I don't like to speculate on Fed meetings, you know. Injective Protocol got news last night, and it did pump on that news. I put out this flag. It went sideways, but eventually would make a move. Injective Protocol. Then the IO coins might pump. We have IOTA, IOST, IOI, right? Anything with an IO, we might get an IO pump. Swap's booming. Let's take a look at Kava Swap, which is swap. I'm still in this trade. What a boring trade. Got in, sold the top for 70%, kept 30% in to get to the target. Looks like it's just never going to get there. 22 hours just so nice and just been sitting low forever. Swap, man. Someone give it some love. Just sideways price action, Likely to eventually get up to the 200 SMA at one point. It's the one coin that hasn't gotten there yet. All right. I think I'm just going to close this one, though, and call it a day. Take the money that I had and move it into something else. But, hey, it was a winning trade. And thank God I had my take profit at the next resistance. If not, it wouldn't have been a winning trade. When I set my trades, I have a take profit here and here. I always have two take profits. The second the first one comes off, I want to bring the stop loss to break even. Simple strategy that works almost a lot. And honestly, yeah, you may get stopped out, but you end up with money. You know what I mean? So, dude, Malin Mask perps, bro. Congratulations, DJ Frodo, man. You stayed on Mask all night. My man hit 100% gains on that perp. On Mask. So we're still holding 23K. It's a big deal. Let's take a look at Bitcoin before I jump on out of here. I got an eyeglass appointment for my eyeglasses. The last place said I had to do this. I wasn't going to do it. Like, I'm not putting this on to come into your office. You can kiss my, sorry, but that's just me, I'm not doing that. Like, I am never doing that again for the rest of my life. Like, not happening. So, $137 in chat revenue. You people are just unbelievable. Like, the love, I don't understand. Like, I guess it's, you know what it is? I'm just trusting that God is loving and God made you beautiful people. I interacted with you, so of course the love's going to shine, right? So what am I surprised about? I'm around God, people that believe in God and that love their lives. Like, of course I'm going to get blessed. What I like about swap is, see this big space here? Once it gets above that point of control, I don't see how it can't get all the way up to 12 cents pretty fast. Doesn't have a lot holding it down. It's kind of a giant double bottom, right? Shout out to Ruga. Thank you. Yeah, I was in spam. Sorry, I was scamming for Crypto Lifer. I just wrote you back. Sorry again. Thanks. Anytime. He was like, I was scanning. Yo, hey, thank you. I want to make sure I'm being as efficient as possible. You grow, I grow. Quick question. I'm currently in your trading group. Love it. Don't have a lot of liquid cash at the moment, so I'm trading 150 only. For someone starting off, would you recommend splitting the 150 into 3 or 4 trades? Yeah, because one might be flat for a while. I always have 3 or 4 trades running. You know what I mean? Right now I'm in apt, I'm in swap, and I'm in, what is my third trade? And how could I forget, right? It's like, because I open so many trades, but there it is. I'm in swap, I'm in XYO, yeah, I'm in XYO still. Yeah. Apt actually pumped a little bit recently. Looks like it's getting some green. Let's take a look at APT. It was hot. I put it out there. Didn't really make a move yet. Went sideways. Let's break it down. So see this high volume node? I kept saying if Aptos can get above that, it can rip. It can absolutely rip. 22-hour looks absurd. Let's just, that's crazy. So you can see it's in this flag. It wicked up twice. I sold that top of that wick. Can you believe it? I don't know how I got that lucky, but I sold the top of that wick. Crazy. You can never make that big, huh? That's weird. But you could make it smaller or bigger, right? Anyway. But so like my app trade was in and out just so fast, Anyway. I'm still in it now with 50% of the trade, right? Just because the project's so hot, seems to be doing damage. The moving averages are really far apart. That's what stresses. See the 21 and the 200 usually tells me, to be wary. 4-hour wants to make a move though, and it's still kind of in a nice sideways flag. There's a lot of hype for this. I broke down what app does too, and gave my whole kind of team an in-depth idea of what it is. Now we had it in this, but you could almost say it's in a broadening. You could almost say it's in a broadening wedge now. Like it wants to just explode. So I'm watching this flag on Aptos with a 4-hour time frame. I'm playing it. We get above that point of control, we're good to go. I have a very tight stop loss, and if my stop loss gets hit, I still win the trade because it won't lose as much as I've already won. It's another cool thing. You sell for 50 at a perfect type, and then you bring the stop loss to either break even or half from where it was before, and you almost you can't lose out of the trade now. So I'm in a trade that's already going to be positive. I'd like it to become more positive, and that's what I'm looking for Aptos to get above this point of control and get the move. That's what I really want. I want to see it get above the point of control and make a move, right? I can almost say that it was in this and it fell out. That's what I was looking at, but it's still sideways, right? So I'm looking at this. I'm personally in the trade. You do whatever makes you happy, all right? You do whatever makes you happy. So I'm looking for that 46% gains maybe by tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Phantom continuing to bang on them. 50 cents, man. Look at that move out of Phantom. I remember we talked about just catching a little flag there. Look at it's filling out my flag. When the 7-minute resets, that could be a place to get back in for another pump to the upside. Looks about 8% gain too. 7.19. That ain't bad. Gets above that high volume node. Look at jettison through. Look, this area had a gap in it in the VRVP. See the gap? Understanding gaps in VRVP, supportive resistance, moving averages, stochastics, and MACD, ready to go. Everyone, I teach class every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. All right? Not teaching class today, but I do teach class every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. Every single week from 3 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's $60 to jump into the class. It's $100 if you're not in the trading group. All right? I'm going to give you insights. No one will be able to teach you exactly what I teach you in this class. I'm telling you right now. They can mimic it. They could try to replicate it. They could do the best they can. But I'm telling you right now, it's worth every penny. And I'm even going to give you inspirational stories about my life. I'm going to break it down. Hanging out with an hour with me, I believe, will change your life. So hang out with the lifer for $60 or $100, depending on if you're a trading group or not, every Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. Get the science, understand the sauce. I'll give you homework, a PowerPoint that you can take with you to figure out, that gives you basically a checklist and will kind of guide you as you learn how to trade. So, get into that. It'll blow your mind every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30. Jump into class. I mean, you could trade Binance with us, but we trade KuCoin, Max Global, Binance, Binance US, and Coinbase. Mainly KuCoin, though. KuCoin just has the liquidity, has the movements, has the gems, has the access, has the money, has the volume. It just has what you're looking for. All right. Flux had a major push. When the halving comes in the next couple days, you think it's going to get sold off. That's kind of what happens at halvings, but could also make it scarce. It's interesting. I'd like to see what happens with this one. It lost this VRVP. You'd think you'd get all the way back down here to about 66 cents, but you've done that a few times. You're in a bit of a flag here on the 1 hour time frame. You're very oversold on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, but does Flux continue? If Bitcoin pumps, the whole market will pump. I'll tell you that. For me, I'd be pulling a Fibonacci on this just little move here and like to see us come down to the 618 at 77 cents. All right. After your Life Revision trading course, Lifers in the 99 group love to help and answer your questions 24/7. Lifers love to help each other while we all practice and then gain. Yep. Thank you for the 436 Lifers like today. Bang. Bitcoin update for the socials. Let's take a look at Bitcoin for the socials. All right, everybody. Bitcoin. So we're going to get rid of this channel for now. So let's see. 23,100 Bitcoin. So the 4 hour does want to make a bit of a move here. All right. We're inside a channel. All right. Here's our Bitcoin update. Bitcoin's still inside of this channel technically. I don't like to mix candle bodies and wicks, so technically it kind of fell out and bearishly retested this line on the 4 hour right there. Now we're trying to get back inside the pattern. Will we? Is the question. We're above a point of control, which is great. When we lost that point of control, it was likely that we could come down to this area. If we stay above this point of control, we're all right. There's a chance you could open this up and say we're still technically inside of a bullish rectangle, a slanted bullish rectangle. Maybe had to move up, came back in. That works for me. Either one I'm looking at. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I have a heavy resistance here. So either we get back in, so we have to get back in the pattern if this was a bearish retest. And we have to get back above this if this is the pattern. So to me, it doesn't really matter. All right. My support or resistance is still solidified. and I can see my errors. I do not like how I'm tweezer topped, getting rejected by the 50 SMA, and I'm overbought on the stochastics RSI. I don't like that for the 1 hour time frame. That's usually when I would short the market. All right. 15-minute, however, has reset and so far hasn't lost the flag that we made. It could have reset more viciously and dumped on us. We want to see the 1 hour reset today, which takes between 6 and 10 hours mainly. So right now it's 12 o'clock. We want to see 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, an oversold 1 hour with a flag that's still intact. If we see that, I'm going to trade that 4 hour for gains tomorrow night, basically in the whole market. However, this could start to drop right now and change the whole story. And we could start to dump. The tweezer tops and the resistance here isn't a good sign. We have to get back above 23,250 to remain bullish. Like Bitcoin has to close a daily candle here, in my humble opinion, and then move all the way back to the top of the pattern here, right? So that's my update for Bitcoin on the day. I see sideways price action. A lot of fear before the Fed meeting. You got people kind of, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Every Fed meeting, you know, even though it looks like 0.25 is baked in and we should be good to go, there's no guarantees. All right. So we've gone over total market cap, total 3, the dollar index, Bitcoin dominance, Tether dominance, the dollar, Bitcoin, multiple altcoins. And we gave you 2 hours of just unbelievable fun and focus. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for the chat revenue. People really, really help the show go. I get to put all this money back into the studio, back into the show. A lot of the chat revenue, we either donate, right, to good causes, or I actually, you know, I build studios. Like I just bought a $600 bookcase to go in the back to help out for the shooting. I buy more lenses, more cameras, more lighting. So I appreciate every single one of you that supports the channel. May God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for everything you've given us. I hope you made good gains on Mask. I hope you had fun with the knowledge I provided. And I hope you have a wonderful life. Everyone, my gratitude is my attitude. Thank you so much for every single day that you come to this channel. Let's all take a big sip of lemon water. Stay hydrated. Stay focused. Stay grateful. And stay in gratitude. I go to sleep in gratitude. I wake up in gratitude. I remain in a state of gratitude every single day. Anytime I have a negative emotion or I get into the past or the future, I remind myself to be in gratitude and to remain in the present moment. Everyone, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Be safe. It's my pleasure to hang out with each and every one of you today. It was my dream, and I'm going to do it every single day. Thank you.